The defense for accused 1 opened the defense case and called accused 1 to testify. After the evidence of accused 1, the following list of exhibits by the state, with the consent of the state and the defense, the contents with which the court will deal at the appropriate time, was submitted by the defense for accused 1? No. I will deal with all the exhibits presented and by whom in chronological order. I think that would just be more sensible. Firstly, the following exhibits has been placed before court. Exhibit A, depicting a photo of the sealed cartridge retrieved from the scene. Exhibit A1 and A2, photos depicting the spent cartridge that was retrieved on the premises, and an enlarged photo pertaining to the structure. Exhibit B, an affidavit drafted by Mr. Stander pertaining to one Mr. Mavundla. Exhibit B1, affidavit deposed by Mr. Stander pertaining to Mr. Snyman. Exhibit C, the statement and report of Captain Janssen, which was accepted by consent of all parties. Exhibit D, the sworn affidavit drafted by Warrant Officer Philip Becker. Exhibit D1, photo album and key drafted by Warrant Officer Becker. Exhibit D2, photo album and key drafted by Warrant Officer Becker. Exhibit D3, video footage, still images drafted by Warrant Officer Becker. Oh no, there is a clear rule of no still photos during the court being in session, please. Exhibit D4 was the submitting of the evidence of Philip Becker and confirmed by the witness Vincent Mkomo. Exhibit E, the forensic ballistic document drafted by Colonel Ngwadleka. Exhibit E1, exhibits for ballistic analysis that will include Exhibit E2, Exhibit E3, Exhibit E4, E5, E6, E8, Exhibit E9, including Exhibit E10, all pertains to the ballistic reports by Colonel Ngwadleka, and the court will deal with the contents thereof in full. All of these said reports were submitted during the evidence of Colonel Ngwadleka. Exhibit F is also that it was marked as the court charts compiled by Colonel Ngwadleka, depicting 7 pages of court charts. Exhibit G, an affidavit deposed by Nkosiko Vincent Mzuko. Exhibit H, report compiled by Sergeant Dwayne Francis regarding mobile phone analysis. Exhibit I, the report and affidavit drafted by Warrant Officer Steenkamp, the facial and identification expert. Exhibit J, the report compiled by Captain Rion Botha from Cybercrime and the Forensic Unit. Exhibit K1 and K2 are both statements submitted during the cross-examination of Captain Marley Govender. Exhibit L, the fire compliance. It is in the form of a letter pertaining to tactical security services indicating that they are indeed compliant. And Exhibit L2 is a letter drafted by the NPA to General Masemola. Defense exhibits was Exhibit M, being the affidavit and report compiled by Mr. Jan de Klerk. During the evidence of accused number 1, the following written statements were submitted. An affidavit compiled by Andile Kuma, affidavit compiled by Lungisa and Zeleni, affidavit compiled by Pia Kare, affidavit compiled by Thomas Chauke, affidavit compiled by Menguvela. That's the best I can pronounce it. As stated, I need to repeat evidence and certain aspects in cross-examination which will be relevant when the court arrives at its reasoning and finding. So I cannot skip any portions of this. I will firstly deal with the evidence of Tomfikile Makoma. She testified she is employed on a contractual basis at Buffalo City Municipality as a cleaner at the Sisa Dukashe Stadium, Mtansane. She was on duty on 30 July 2018, since she formed part of the team who had to clean the stadium after the EFF rally that was held on 28 July 2018. The witness and one Pumeza walked onto the field in the same direction and started to clean the field area. It was dirty and they picked up screws, bolts, bones and dirt. As she got close to the lamppost, she picked up a cartridge and showed it to Pumeza and said the reason why she called her, I quote, is it is the first time for her to see such a big one. That I quote verbatim. In essence then, the size of the cartridge picked up is one she has not seen before. She called the others who also came to have a look, and a male person from disaster management was also present at the field and called her to bring the cartridge to him, which she did, and he placed it on a small table that was in the back of his buggy that he was driving, and took various photos of the cartridge and handed it back to her and told her to hand it to her supervisor. The cartridge was then handed to Nomfundo Lwane, who was told to put it in her office. The lamppost the witness is referring to is the lamppost which is on the field on the grass surface. A photograph of the cartridge was shown to the witness, who testified that it is indeed the cartridge and no other cartridge found that day except for the one picked up and shown to her in court. Exhibit A was shown, and the witness indicated that she can identify the spot where she found the cartridge and marked the photograph using an X mark, and testified that the caterer's tent was at the spot where the cartridge was picked up by her. She explained that there were stands there and a tent, as well as a passage that divided the tent room from the podium. At the time she testified that the cleaning tent had been removed and the stand was being removed or dismantled, and the two pillars where the words 5 years were written on or depicted had also already been removed. She further explains that the photograph depicts Sisa Dukashe Stadium, and the first gate on photo number 1 is a small gate which they used to enter, and there are palm trees on the outside of the stadium. Photo 2 depicts the field that faces the grandstand, which is not visible on the photo, and shows the trees towering over the field, and the pole depicted in the photo is the one where she picked up the cartridge, and that there are only 2 lampposts at the stadium, one on the field which she pointed out, and where she picked up the cartridge, and the first pole is on the one right at the spot as soon as the person enters the first gate. She testified that photo 5 depicts the corner of the entrance. A total of 8 photos was shown to the witness. Cross-examination by Advocate Hodes on behalf of accused 1. She confirmed that she attended the event on 28 July 2018 and she was also on duty at the said date. She confirmed that she knows
FIFA, EFF, FIFA. Data, EFF, data. Down with AfriForum, down. Down with DA, down. Down with Helen Zille, down. Mandla. Thank you very much, Deputy President and all officials of the EFF. We want to thank all the leaders of the EFF who are here and from different provinces. Thank you, the ground forces of the EFF, for your support. We've been here for 7 years. We are almost at the end because today she passed a verdict finding us guilty, but she released accused number 2, which is highly appreciated because we know that from the beginning they have been looking for me. They were not looking for accused number 2. They were just playing games, and today they came out openly. As a revolutionary, going to prison or death is a badge of honor. We cannot be scared of prison. We cannot be scared to die for the revolution. So whatever they want to do, they must know we will never retreat from the ideas and the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF. At the center of those is to expropriate land without compensation. So comrades, you must not be deterred. We live here highly determined. We are going to fight this up until the Constitutional Court. We are coming on the 23rd of January for sentencing, and after sentencing we will immediately put an appeal so that we can go to the higher court because we think the judgment is faulty. The strategy has always been, you must try to charge Malema with everything. One day, maybe we'll find a racist charge. We'll find him guilty, whether he's guilty or not. Because they said accused number 2 gave me the firearm. Now they are releasing him, which means he didn't give me the firearm. Why are you not releasing me? When you release a person you allege gave me the firearm. By releasing accused number 2, the whole case should have collapsed. But the racist was looking for me, and that's why they could not collapse the case for racist reasons, to appease the AfriForum, to appease the Oval Office of Donald Trump, to appease all the white supremacists of South Africa who want to undermine the dignity and the struggle of black people. So fighters, we should not be discouraged. We should continue to fight, because this fight will not end today. We are going to the appeal, and we will go to the Supreme Court. We'll end up at the Constitutional Court. We are not fighting the case. We are fighting racism, pure racism that we have been subjected to for 7 years. Mediocrity of the highest order. A magistrate who can't read her own notes. She writes down and can't read what she has written down. But if it was an African female reading the same way she was reading, it will be a huge criticism out there. But because it's white, and we accept white mediocrity, there is no outcry and criticism out there. We want to take this opportunity to thank our legal team. They fought a good fight. They stood with us, and as we move forward, we are going to reinforce that legal team will bring Advocate Mugai Toby as we go into the appeal and strengthen our case, because it is now beyond all of us. We need to strengthen our team and confront the system, and you need lawyers who are not scared of the system. So fighters, let's go back home, build strong branches of the EFF. Let's prepare for local government election. You are not looking back. Buffalo City must belong to you. It will only belong to you if you work a strong branch and do not launch fake branches. We are building the EFF brick by brick until it becomes a strong house and take over the Buffalo City. When we leave here, we are going back to our branches. It's business as usual. Never mind this nonsense. Don't take it too hard. Let's go and build our organization. Let's remain disciplined as we go to sub-regional people's assemblies. Do not hide in some corners. There is only one sub-regional people's assembly. If you are taken to a different venue, that is not the EFF. You must know you define yourself outside the EFF, and you are no longer a member of the EFF. No one has expelled you. You expelled yourself. Because if you've got an issue, you come inside the People's Assembly and raise your issues inside the organization. Do not be members of members. Resign from those factions. Come back to the EFF and be a disciplined member of the EFF. So comrades, we rely on you to take this Buffalo seat. We rely on you to take over South Africa. You can see what is happening in the commission there. South Africa has been sold to criminals and criminal cartels, and this country must be rescued. And only you can rescue this country by working strong on the ground and by being united as fighters of the EFF. We don't have two EFF. We've got one EFF under President Julius Malema, and there's no any other EFF. So let's focus. Let's not allow those who divide us to divide this organization. The country is rotten. The country is looking for an alternative, and you are the alternative. Amanda!
We are currently outside the Alexandra Magistrate Court, where you'd notice quite a huge turnout of people in support of the Nzanwisi family. Now, this is the family who lost a 31-year-old son due to allegedly being stabbed by her then partner, a 22-year-old perpetrator in this case. Quite a shocking state of affairs that happened at their apartment in Midrand, not too far from where we are. I'm going to try and speak to the brother now, Jacob Nzanwisi, just to tell us a little bit more about what the family has come to know at this stage. So the case has currently been postponed. Jacob, thank you so much for your time. If you could just take us through how the family has been doing thus far since the tragic incident last week.
Thank you very much. Speaking here, I'm Nzanwisi Jacob. I'm the brother to the deceased. Since they broke out of this news, we were so sad. We were down as a family. We have lost a blessing to the family, and we feel so sad. And our hearts are broken. We're still in a shock. We can't believe what really transpired. We need answers so that we can have closure to this issue. We want to understand what transpired that night, just before we arrive at the scene there by their house where this matter happened. So as a family, we are trying very hard to be strong, but it's so sad because we're still expecting a lot from the deceased, and we're still shocked by the behavior of the accused, because we never thought something like this can happen, and as a result, we could be here today as a family, still mourning the death of our brother.
Jacob, now we understand that the accused and the deceased had a child together. And also, if you could just talk to us about their relationship. Is this something that could have happened? Were they in a toxic relationship, or is this something that just shocked everyone?
Okay, yeah. Just correct something before I deal with that point. The couple never had the child together. Our brother is saving the daughter from another relationship. So as a family, we're aware about their relationship, and which it was well respected and supported. So from the sources which were close to the two couples, the relationship, we made to understand that it was a little bit toxic. However, we thought that one day they will come together and settle their issues and build something out of their quarrels. So we were so shocked about what happened, and we're still trying to our feet to understand what really transpired, and we need answers that we can have closure on this issue.